Peace crochet friends, welcome to the channel. In today's tutorial, we are learning how to crochet a heart shape. We're going to do this together, and I am using a 4mm hook. Of course, if you would like your heart shape to be bigger, you can go with a larger size hook and a chunkier or heavier weight of yarn. I am using a 4-ply worsted weight acrylic yarn today. You will also need your scissors and a tapestry or yarn needle to hide your loose ends when we finish the heart shape. Okay? So far here on the channel, we have learned how to make a granny square, a granny hexagon, granny triangle, pentagon, and recently we learned how to do an oval shape as well as a star. So you can check out those videos in the tutorial playlist of the channel. I appreciate you for joining me today, and we're going to learn how to make this heart shape. So let's get started. Okay? We're going to start with our slip knot. Make sure you hit the like if you are not already subscribed to the channel. Also hit the subscribe as well so that you don't miss any of the new videos, new tutorials, and book reviews. All right. We're going to start with a chain of 3. 1, 2, and 3. And then into this first chain, we will place 2 half double crochets. So this is 1 and 2. Okay. For the next round, we will chain 2, 1 and 2, and then we're going to turn our work over. We will now place 2 half double crochet into the next stitch here. 1, 2, and then another 2 half double into the next stitch. 1 and 2. Okay, so you should have something that looks like that. All right. For round 3, we will now chain 2, 1 and 2. Turn your work. We're going to place 2 half double crochet into the stitch that is here under that turning chain. So you're going to go right into this space right here. Okay, so we're going to put 2 in there, 2 half double, okay, and then 1 half double in the next stitches across. When you get to this last stitch, we're going to put 2 half double into there. So that's 1 and 2. Okay, should look like that. All right, so now we have just completed 3 rows of the start of our heart. We're now going to repeat what we just did for round 3. We're going to repeat that 5 more times. Okay, so now we will chain up 2, turn your work, and into this stitch here under that beginning chain, we will place 2 half double crochet. You're going to put a half double crochet in the next few stitches across. And when you get to the last stitch of this row, you're going to place 2 half double crochet in there. And that's going to give you an increase at the end of that row. Okay, so we just did that once. We're going to do that 4 more times. So chain up 2, turn your work into that very first stitch. We place 2 half double, keep going, 1 half double in each across. Okay. When you get to that last stitch of the row, you're going to place 2 half double into that stitch there. And it's starting to look like a triangle or the bottom of our heart, right? So chain up 2 and keep going. Okay. So you're going to do that until you get to what should be the end of round 8. Okay. And then we're going to switch it up just a little bit to get ready to form the shape of our heart. Okay. And again, chain 2, turn your work. What are you guys working on, and how do you plan on using your heart shape? I think I'm going to put an edging around this heart. I didn't put one on the first heart shape that I made at the beginning of this video. You saw the yellow one, but I think I will do one for the next one. All right, let's count this. So we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we got another row to do. Okay, and I will join you at the end of round 8, and we're going to start round 9 together. Okay, we are now at the end of round 8, so we will now place 2 half double crochets into the last stitch of round 8. Okay, we're going to chain 2, turn your work. We're starting row 9, so here we will place a half double crochet into the stitch that is right under that chain 2. So you're going to go right in there and place a half double, right? So now we will do a half double in the next 5 stitches. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay? We're now going to decrease over these next 2 stitches. Now, I do my decreases a little different for the half doubles. I basically do them the same as you would do a decrease for single crochet. So what I'm going to do is yarn over, go into the stitch, pull up a loop. Okay, I have 3 loops on the hook. I'm going to yarn over again, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, and then pull this through all 5 of those loops that are there. Okay, and that's how I do my decrease. Now, if you do yours a little different for half double, that's fine. You know, just understand that you are decreasing over these next 2 stitches here. All right, so now what we're starting now is row 10, and we're working on this right side of the heart. So I'm going to chain 2, turn my work. Okay, I'm going to half double into this stitch right here under that chain 2. Okay, half double across these next stitches here for this row. And when you get to the last 2 stitches of this row, you're going to decrease over those 2 stitches. Okay, and pull that through. All right, so what we've just done, we're now going to do 2 more rows of that. All right, so chain 2, turn your work, half double into that first stitch there. We're going to half double crochet in the next stitch, the next one, and the next one. And when we get to the end of this row, we're decreasing across the last 2 stitches. Okay, that's going to pull that together. Okay, chain 2, turn your work, half double into this stitch, half double into, should be the next 2, and then we will decrease over the last 2 stitches of this row. Okay, so it should look like that. And so now we're going to cut our yarn because we are finished with this side of the heart. Okay, I'm just going to pull that through. Okay. All right. So now, technically we're on the back, right? We're going to turn this onto the front where we started. So see here, this is round 9 where we begin to work this side of the heart. You're going to go back to that unfinished round right here, and the very next stitch here that has not been worked, that's where you're going to put your hook and join your yarn again so that we can work on the other side. Okay, so I'm now just going to join my yarn in there. Okay, I'm going to hold that loose end there. Okay, and now we chain 2, 1 and 2, and this time we're going to start with the decrease here at this row. So just go under your next stitch, yarn over, pull through again. We are decreasing here, so decrease. Okay, we'll do 1 half double crochet in the next few stitches of this row. Okay, all the way to the end. All right, we're going to chain 2, turn your work. We're going to decrease into the first 2 stitches of this row and then half double across the rest of this row. Now you're going to repeat that until you have 2 more rows worked the same way. And then I will join you at the end of that. Should be a total of 12 rows on this side. Okay? Okay, we are ready to add a little border, some edging around our heart. So I didn't cut my yarn, I just finished this last row here. So what I'm going to do now is chain 1, and I'm going to place a single crochet into the very next stitch here. Just going to go under those 2 loops there. And I'm going to place another one in that same stitch. And then I'm going to go right into the next one. And I'm just going to go around the edge with 1 single crochet in each space that I get to. And I'm just going to eye it for when I feel like I need to put 2 stitches in 1 space and create an increase. And I make that decision based on if I am going around a curve or a rounded side of this piece. So for example, I'm up here, and so you can see I'm about to go around this curve. So I'm going to put 2 double 2 single crochets in this space here, and that's going to create an increase. And then I'm just going to continue on around the edge of my heart. You could certainly do this in a different color if you want to. I'm thinking about, once I do this edge, I'm going to put 2 single crochet here. But once I do this edge, I may decide to give like a scalloped edging on the next round. That'll kind of make it look like a doily, you know. But if you don't want a frilly little edging around yours, you don't have to. You know, especially if you are planning on putting this maybe as an applique. You're adding it to a bag or a piece of clothing and you just want it to stay flat. You know, you could certainly do that. Hit the subscribe if you haven't already. I am here every week giving you tutorials, reviews of crochet books and patterns, and sometimes little vlogs. I'll take you shopping with me and on my adventures. And now that the weather is better, I like to sit outside and crochet. Oops, I can't get into that one. Let's see. I like to sit outside and crochet. And when I was younger and I didn't have a car, I used to crochet on the bus, on a train. Well, sometimes I still take the commuter train and I will sit there and crochet. If you made a heart with me today, leave me a comment. Let me know what you're going to use your heart for and what colors you used. You could certainly make these in multiple colors, or you could make the body of your heart one color and then make the outside border another color, right? So I'm thinking about what is the next shape that we should make. I think I've made everything I can in a granny style. Well, no, I take that back. We've made quite a few things, but I'm sure there's some other things that we can make in the granny pattern, you know. But if you haven't seen those videos here on my channel, make sure you go back and watch them. If you would like to learn how to do any of those granny shapes. I like granny squares, but I also like to learn how to do something different. Okay, here, see I'm at this rounded corner here. So I'm going to put 2 single crochet in there to help me get around this corner. And we are almost done. Sorry if I'm going off the camera. We are almost done. Oh, it's going to be cute. And it's going to look a whole lot neater once I get this edging here. I'm going to put 2 in here because I'm going around that round edge. Uh-oh. Okay. Don't forget, leave me a comment, hit the like, hit the share if you have enjoyed the tutorial. And I will be back again with another one. Okay, that's the end of that. And we're going to cut it. So when you have finished your heart, make sure you weave in all those loose pieces there. Oh, it's cute. And yeah. All right. Leave me a comment, hit the like, hit the share, and subscribe. I will be back again. We'll make some more fun shapes. Peace to you.